Hi, everybody, and welcome to Seattle. This is, of course, the Fremont Studios here, and we're making history. You are as well, because this is the first time ever that we have had people from all around the world join us at Field of Dreams. Our dreams are being met because we've got a goal tonight, and I can tell you right now that that goal will be met. You know, we've been doing this now for 19 years, but this is the first time we've ever had to do it like this in a virtual world. But it probably makes sense. I was thinking about this earlier today. A number of years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting Jeff Pinio, the former president of medical teams. And I was asking him, I said, so where does medical teams, where do you go? And he said, that's really easy, John. We go wherever Jesus is. So when you think about it that way, then it's a virtually everywhere. Right? Medical teams is virtually everywhere in the world. If Jesus is everywhere, then they're virtually everywhere. So it makes sense that we're doing this. So here's a couple of things you need to do. If you're watching us on Facebook, if you got us on YouTube or Zoom, that's great. Now here's the most important thing, because let's remember, we're here to raise some funds. You want to be able to text, and you're going to be able to text a DREAM. It goes just like this. Here we go. You want to text to DREAMS 503-212-9315. Again, that's DREAMS to 503-212-9315. Now, if you need any help, if you're over the age of 50 years old, we've got some folks in the back, and they're going to be standing by, so you can always text or you can email. Email to that email address you see right there, and at no time will they write back, okay, boomer. You don't have to worry about that. We're going to take care of everything. In fact, as a matter of fact, let's apologize for those of you that got so many texts from us. Let me tell you what happened. We had such a response to want to be part of this tonight that we crashed the system. They didn't expect to see that many people responding back, so the thing just went kaput for a little while. They didn't expect the onslaught of all of you wanting to be involved in that. So that's what happened there. If you got an extra text, don't worry, we've got everything taken care of. Hit me here. Right there, just like that. All right, so of course we've been throwing footballs all week, and we want to make sure that we thank our celebrities that have been part of this evening and of all of the fundraising that's been going on all week. Our celebrities have been taking part in this. We certainly do appreciate your continued support with us. Thank you very much. And speaking of celebrities, Matt and Sarah Hasselbeck wanted to join us. Oh, there are celebrities. There's everybody. Hey, everybody. There they all are. Great. Good. Nice to see everyone that's in there. Good. Good-looking group of people. Hey, Matt and Sarah Hasselbeck will start us off with a prayer.
Thanks, John. Hey, everybody in Seattle and really all across the world tuning in tonight. We're here in Boston. Sarah and I are excited to be a part of this. And normally there's a prayer before dinner at what used to be Safeco Field, which is now T-Mobile Park. And we're thankful for the food and the water and the medicines that we have access to and the medical care. And we think about those who are not as fortunate. But tonight, even though we're not having dinner, we'd still like to open this up with a prayer and to thank God for how he has moved in this ministry for years and years in the past and hopefully in the future. So with that, let's say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for what you've done through medical teams, which was once Northwest Medical Teams and now is Medical Teams International. You've moved in such a mighty way through this organization and have had such an impact on those you've served. But you've also had such an impact on those who have served alongside with you, us included, but many, many others. And I pray that you would continue to break our heart for what breaks yours and help us meet the need and be the hands and feet wherever it's at. And we know that medical teams is on the front lines in every situation that they're able to do. So I pray tonight that you would be honored, that you would be glorified through fellowship and fun times, but knowing that we're doing this with a purpose, and that purpose is to serve those that you love around the world.
Yes, thank you, God. I just smile just being here tonight with everyone, some old friends from our time in Seattle and new friends to this organization. I pray tonight that you just inspire them and catch their heart the way it caught ours so many years ago. And that's why we're here tonight, Lord. We just thank you for the good work that we get to say that we're part of. I pray for everyone's heart to be open, to be generous tonight, Lord, and for all the work they're going to be learning about around the world and in the United States, right here in our own home, Lord. Thank you for this time. I pray that everyone's has no technical difficulties during this event, and you bless us beyond measure. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for including us. Hope everyone has an awesome night tonight. And thank you so much for supporting Medical Teams International.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Sarah. You know, Matt Hasselbeck started a great tradition that we would do at T-Mobile Park. I don't remember whose idea it was. I don't want to take credit for it, especially if there's an insurance problem. But we got Matt up on stage. We're T-Mobile Park, which used to be Safeco, as Matt told you. And we'd have about 700 people. If you've never been there before, you've got to join us next year. It's so much fun. And everybody's sitting at their tables, and they're all having fun. And so Matt comes up on stage. We had a bunch of footballs, and Matt signed a few. And then we said, hey, I got an idea. Matt will throw you a football. It's $1,000 if you catch it. It's $2,000 if you drop it. So people are running, and Matt's dropping back and just whipping the ball. I mean, it was great. And people just flying down the field. At one point, he teams me and goes, how much is it if they drop it? I said, I think it's like $2,000 if they drop it. Oh, okay, fine. So he sees this one guy out there, and he's standing like this. He goes, $2,000 if he drops it? I said, yeah. And he throws that thing like a frozen rope. Boom, the ball hits the guy in the chest, bounces off. His wife leans out over the table and catches the ball, and the place goes absolutely crazy. It is that type of joy. It is that type of giving that goes on every year with medical teams. Now, of course, we're in a virtual world now, but we still continue to give. We'll see everybody next year. Hopefully, we'll all be back again, as Matt and Sarah talked about the fact that we'll all be joined. At this point, though, it's important for us to hear from our CEO, and of course, that is none other than Martha Newsom. Martha? Hey, look, is that 6 feet?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
We're regulation, right?
All right, we are.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
At Medical Teams, our calling is daring to love like Jesus. We boldly break barriers to health and restore wholeness in a hurting world. A hurting world, I know many of us are feeling that hurt in a very deep and personal way right now. I know I am. A global pandemic, racial injustice, and inequality are massive problems confronting our communities, our nation, our world. We're seeing many painful truths exposed, truths about how people suffer because of discrimination and poverty, truths about the major health disparities that exist here in our country and around the world, truths about some of the most vulnerable people in the world. People like refugees are expected to survive in impossible situations. During a global pandemic like COVID-19, refugees are defenseless. In crowded camps, there is no such thing as social distancing. Many men, women, and children have underlying health conditions. There isn't access to soap, let alone ventilators. The potential toll on human lives is hard to imagine. This pandemic is serious and urgent, but we at Medical Teams are determined in our hope. In the face of fear, we choose hope because we believe in the dignity of that the dignity of human life is worth fighting for. We choose hope because we know that God is with us and we are not alone. We choose hope because we believe that we were made for a moment just like this, and so were you. Because we can't meet on the field tonight, I'm going to take you on a journey to the field to show you how to be the hope for so many. We're going to begin our journey right in Tigard, Oregon, in our real-life exhibit. For over 40 years, together, we've saved lives and responded to deadly epidemics: Ebola in Liberia, cholera in Haiti, and HIV and AIDS in Southern Africa, and now COVID-19. While the world's focus is on COVID-19, our frontline health staff know that during a pandemic, other health crises don't cease to exist. Children still crowd clinics, sick with malaria. Pregnant women still need prenatal care and safe deliveries. And here in the US, people are suffering without access to dental care. Our courageous staff are at their best when they face health challenges like this. They pivot quickly to respond and work tirelessly in the face of suffering and sickness. This van is just one representation of our team's tenacity, courage, and compassion. When COVID-19 hit, our U.S. staff worked day and night, overcoming many hurdles to quickly transform this van to support testing. This was all possible because of loyal supporters like you. Because these vans are mobile, we can reach some of our most vulnerable neighbors with COVID-19 testing and emergency dental care. Neighbors like those who are experiencing homelessness, veterans, migrants, and low-income families. Whether it's our mobile dental vans or our health work around the world, all of it is done in the name of love, responding to the call to love our neighbor, especially in times of crisis. We see patients as our brothers and sisters. Alongside their physical needs, we recognize and care for their emotional, social, and spiritual needs. Because every person matters to God and to us. The need in our world today requires bold love and faithful action. It requires our belief that together, with God's help, we can change and save lives. We can stop a pandemic. Last year alone, we served 4.2 million people in crisis. That's more than the entire population of Los Angeles. Each one a precious life. Tonight, with all of you, we're going to save more precious lives. We're going to bring the best of who we are and what we have to fight this pandemic. We're going to remind people who are suffering that they are not alone. And now, it's my privilege to take you around the world, to experience love in action, to meet the people you're going to impact with your generosity tonight.
Thousands of miles separate us. Different languages, customs, and circumstances. Even so, there is so much that connects us. Right now, we are battling the same pandemic. We have the same wishes of safety for our children. We want health for our family. And yet, we live in a world of injustice and inequality. A world where the place of your birth determines whether you can access food, water, and medical care. A world where people feel lost and forgotten. But we know, no estamos solos. We are not alone.
High up in the mountains, deep in dense refugee camps, down long, muddy roads, live people who are hurting. People who struggle to meet their basic needs to survive. People who have been driven from home by war, famine, and genocide. Imagine living in a place without doctor, medicine, and healthcare. Imagine waking to your favorite child in the middle of the night, but having nowhere to take them. Imagine carrying a baby for 9 months, only to lose them at birth. This is the pain that our brothers and sisters in crisis experience every day. In this pain we know, نحن مش لحالنا, we are not alone.
As we sit here tonight, mother is mourning the loss of her baby. A child is hungry, wondering when he will eat next. A refugee is longing for home, ripped from her by war. For refugees, leaving home is not a choice. It's not a choice when armed men ravage your village. It's not a choice when your child could be torn from your arms. It's not a choice when bombs are falling from the sky. No person who has survived these terrors should die from a preventable cause. and yet they do. The simplest things can kill: a mosquito bite that causes malaria, a cut that becomes an infection, a cough that turns to pneumonia. Refugees shoulder a heavy burden of worry. Any sickness, any injury could mean death. And now they carry the fear of a deadly virus, a virus with no cure, sweeping through their community. In this worry, we know Amara Ekanai, we are not alone.
Our broken world can feel heavy, but there is hope. There is hope in love. Love can heal. Love can save lives. Love can remind people that we are not alone. What does love look like in the place we work?
It looks like standing shoulder to shoulder with Guatemalans to build clean water systems so their children no longer get sick.
It looks like a Rohingya child laughing and playing with his friends because his asthma is being treated.
It looks like a young refugee woman walking with purpose because she is equipped to care for the health of her neighbors.
It looks like a mother at home surrounded by her children because she received an emergency cesarean section during her childbirth that could have costed her life. This is what love looks like. This is how we know
We are not alone.
I want to share with you a story of one mother who was grieving and in despair. Janet is a refugee living in Uganda. She suffered alone for many years before meeting medical teams.
Anajua, lakini mimi nafurahi kwa sababu alinipatia mtoto. Nikasema Mungu ushukuriwe, unanipatia nini mtoto mzima. Nilifurahi sana. Ilikuwaka siku 17 za mwezi wa 7. Bakaniambia kuna neema ya Mungu atatoka. Sasa alitoka, bwanangu akapeleka bakazika. Mtoto alimaliza kaho siku 1.5 akakufa.
Janet, her third pregnancy, she could have lost it again. She needed emergency surgery. Janet, she came in, the theater was functional, our doctors were on ground, operated her. She was able to get her life back.
Basi akatupatia Vanessa, njoo huyu watatu. Mungu ashukuriwe.
It was the first time she's seeing a live baby in her hands.
volunteer walinisaidia sana, wakanihangaikia, wakashughulika juu ya maisha yangu. Na mimi nikapata mtoto. Mungu awabariki na waendelee kutumika pia.
It is our joy when somebody give a testimony that I have been losing my babies, and at least this time I've come. Thank you, MTI. Thank you for saving my baby.
We are here to restore peace in a hurting world. Every life matters.
When you save a life for a refugee, you save a life for a vulnerable, you really feel, you feel the joy. You feel the joy.
Tonight, I would like to encourage you to be generous with your love. Remind people in crisis that they are not alone. At a time of unprecedented needs, put your love into action and send life-saving care to people around the world. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Normally I step out when those videos go because I'm such a softie, that little baby. We're related to that baby, everybody. By giving tonight, you're part of it. Here's a reminder to you that if you text DREAM to 503-212, there's the number, 9315, 503-212-9315, you're changing a life. If you get lost and you don't know where that text is, if you can't figure anything out, you can always email us right there, events@medicalteams.org. You can take care of it that way as well. But most importantly, understand that we've got a goal in mind, because every dollar is then translated into an action, and that action is love. So our goal of $1 million will be met tonight, because every single year when we're at T-Mobile or Safeco, wherever you want to call it, we knock it out of the park. We'll knock it out tonight because we have people just like you that are giving from all around the world. The gifts that are coming in, as a matter of fact, if you give $1,000, we have a local foundation that will match each one of those gifts of $1,000 up to $75,000. Now, if you want to give by check, like for instance, Joan Foley and Per Yamber, they said, we'd love to give a check. How about this? How can we give a check for $1,500? Well, you can do that. Yes, if you need, you can give a check. If you want some help on that, you can always give us a call. How about this? 425-284-1934. That's the phone number. Again, one more time for you, 425-284-1934 in order to be able to give a check. You can do that. You can all sorts of ways to get to us. Email. I don't think we let you fax, but everything else as well. So this is an opportunity for you to continue to give. Now, the spirit of giving continues. I want to tell you about Pat Reeser. Pat on Sunday was so inspired. She said, I've got a challenge for everybody. You ready? I'm going to give you $100,000, but I want to make sure that $100,000 inspires everyone to give. And that's exactly what happened. So Ed and Barbie jumped in. The Benshaws jumped in and said, we're inspired by that. We will give $10,000. So you see, Pat, you see what that's done? That's the inspiration that happens. Plus, our co-chairs, Bill and Shelley Hilf, they gave $50,000. And the money keeps coming in. The total of $1 million keeps going. And we want to make sure that you also know that after the Broshaws and the Perrys went to Uganda, they were so inspired by the work that medical teams, they continue to give. So this is the opportunity for other people to be involved as well. The Freeds from South Carolina, from Southern California, they're in as well. Patrick and Beth Heron, for 7 years they've been involved with medical teams, and they're back with us again from the Bay Area. Thanks so much to the Herons for being a part of it. The Hodges are volunteering. Every year they help out. They've given us a giant gift of $50,000 from the Hodges. And of course, Millie and Dig Fole, they come in, the boys come in from Portland. Thank you. Again, 22 years of being involved with medical teams. That goes back long before we started any of our fundraising. And your gift of $100,000. Truly amazing, changing lives. Martha, want to talk to us about our sponsors?
Yeah, thanks, John. We've got some amazing corporate sponsors that we really want to thank tonight. We've got ADEC Incorporated, Alaska Airlines, Becton Dixon, Cigna, Moda Health, OSU Foundation, the Pacific Source Foundation, Regents Blue Shield, Superfeet Worldwide, and we have Providence St. Joseph Health and Swedish Health Services. I just want to thank you all again for your continued partnership with medical teams and your generous support for our work around the world. Okay, John, how are we doing?
All right, doing really well, Martha. By the way, I was looking for a little bit more support from you, and I looked over, I started crying, I look over, and you're like,
I forgot the tissues, you know, next time.
It's a mess.
I'll bring those tissues.
A mess. Sorry about that. All right, here's what we do. A $500 gift. A $500 gift keeps 30 community members healthy and protected. So we're going to make sure they get masks, and of course we get the alcohol wipes and everything else. This one's amazing. You ready for this? That gift of $1,000. Don't forget that gift of $1,000 is also matched, so it turns into $2,000. But if you give a gift of $1,000, we are able to ship $140,000 worth of medical supplies to Guatemala. So this is an opportunity for you to continue to give. And we're going to check and see how we're doing right now. $844,802 included in there. And the numbers keep going because look at this. Bill and Marilyn Smith, thank you very much for your gift of $25,000. Here comes a gift. Dave and Sally Wright, God bless you guys. Thank you every single year for your continued support. And there is your gift of $25,000. And not to be outdone, Greg and Kay Moore come in with a gift of $25,000. Every single dollar. And again, these numbers, if you're seeing people give $25,000 or $10,000 or $5,000, if you can only give $100, and $100 is a lot of money. Let me tell you something right now, because medical teams make sure that every single dollar counts. So your gift of $100, and it comes from the heart, it is a gift that's just as big as $10,000 or $100,000. Now, there's a special song from a very special man that's raised more than $1 million for children at Children's Hospital, and his continued support for medical teams is never outdone. So here comes Mateo Mesita and his group that he's singing with. This is an original song. This is a Sleeping at Last, and the song is called Found.
In a crowd, we're so lost. In a world of desperate fates, we fall. When you find what it means to be alone, so alone, in a helpless place, I try to feel human. In a weakened state, I pray to be strong. I see now. If all I know, I will surrender. When I learn, will I unsee? And if I know, will I remember? What will I do? See I will see.
Mateo Messina and Sleeping at Last with the song Found, an original written for this evening. Everyone continues to be able to give, and we certainly do thank you for your support. There's Olivia Ramos gives $100. Thank you very much for your gift. We're trying to get to 1 million. I'm pretty darn sure we will get there. As the gifts continue to come in there. There's Peter Sergi. He says, yes, I want to give a $2,000 and realize, as I said at the very beginning of this program, that wherever God is, wherever Jesus is, that's exactly where medical teams is. So your dollar is traveling all around the world to make life better for someone. You're easing pain, you're bringing love, you're letting people know they are not alone. That was a big part of the video that we saw in the very beginning, that you are not alone. You are not alone. And your gifts, and everyone else giving as well, you're not alone with your gift. Thank you very much, Tom Schaefer, for $50 gift that comes in there right there. And then Kevin McMinded gives $500. Thank you. Other gifts that are coming in as well? Mike and Kathy Holmgren, Coach Holmgren, last year, who gave me such a hard time about a shirt and a pair of pants I was wearing. He wanted to buy the shirt off of my back. I think somebody else bought it from him, but there we are. Mike and Kathy, for your gift of $25,000. Thank you. Every single year, the Holmgrens are there for us, and we thank you very much. Brad Tilden, of course, his continued support for medical team, his gift of $10,000. Thank you, Brad, for your gift. And they keep coming in, and you, if you're having trouble, again, if you are lost at this point and you want to make sure that you're able to give, if you have any questions, you can always email us. We put the email up there for you earlier. We've got some folks that are standing right back there. I can see them. They'll get on the phone if you have any questions, and if we can give them that information as well, to be able to have that come up on the screen so people have questions. If they're lost but they want to be able to give, we'll make sure that we'll show that to them as well. Eric Struck gives $10,000. That gift comes in, I'm being told, from the back room. Blair and Eric Strunk giving $10,000. Anyone else care to give? The opportunity, we are just $50,000 away. The clock is ticking and we're getting so much closer, and you can see the gifts that continue to come in. And again, if you've gotten lost and you need any help, we will help you, because we've got our text line open to you, plus an email as well that can come to you. Gifts continue to come in, and now we are just less than $50,000 away from our goal of $1 million. And I'd like to thank everyone that's been involved since Sunday, through every single step. If you called a friend and said, I need you to be a part of tonight, and they were there this evening. Anybody that gave throughout the week, all of our celebrities that were part of the success of medical teams, thank you as well. So this has been truly an inspiring evening. Hopefully, you've gotten a chance, if you're here for the first time and you're learning about medical teams for the very first time, then this is your opportunity to continue to spread the love and learn more about it. And hopefully we'll see you again next year when we're all together at T-Mobile Park and knocking it out of that beautiful park. We thank the Mariners for the continued support for us at medical teams. Now I'll throw it back to our co-chairs, Bill and Shelley Hilf, and of course, Walter Jones.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, this is Walter Jones, man. I just want to say thank you guys for all the donations. Continue to keep bringing them in. We all here tonight to see that we reached $1 million. It's been amazing to be able to work with Bill and Shelley. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you guys, and keep on with the donations.
Yeah, thanks, you guys. This has been amazing. Thank you for being so patient with some technical difficulties and not being on the field this year. We really hope to see you next year. We're so close. We're at 955,000 right now. Keep it coming in. We hope to reach $1 million by the end of the night.
And you all know that watching Jim Zorn try to figure out Zoom is worth $25,000 at least. Come on. We're so close. Let's close the gap tonight. Come on, for a great organization doing amazing work around the world and here in our backyard in the Pacific Northwest. Let's bring it home, people.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Certainly appreciate all your hard work as our co-chairs. Well, you can see the total on the screen. We're going to hit this. As the gifts continue to come in, whether it's $100 or $50 or $1,000, remember, every single dollar, every single donation is your way of letting someone know, some 8,000 miles away, that they are not alone. Thank you for your support, and thanks to everyone to continue to bless Medical Teams International. I'm John Curley. Have yourself a fabulous evening. Thank you. I know I said goodbye, but I forgot to mention, take a look at your screens. You did it. You did it. More than $1 million. Just as soon as I said goodbye, screams from the back of the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Look at that. Shelley, Bill, guys, everyone. Walter, how about that? More than $1 million. That's what I'm talking about. God bless you guys. So long.